Good evening. Welcome to the November 8th, 2022 meeting of the Pequannock Township Council. Ms. Marsh.
In accordance with the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice, which was filed in the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, published as a legal notice in the Suburban Trends newspaper, and distributed to all persons requesting notice in accordance with Township policy.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer and a moment of thanks for individuals serving our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Providence, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and general welfare for all the people of Pequannock Township. Amen.
Amen. All right, will clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Dreese?
Present.
Mr. Hurd?
Ma'am, I am here.
Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mrs. Russell?
Here.
Mayor Florence Lynch?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we have no presentations for this evening, and there are obviously no reports or comments from volunteers serving our community, since no one is here. And I assume there's no public comment, because there's no one here. So, with that being said, there being no comments, we'll continue on, and we'll go straight to the manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the time. I have a few dozen items to go over.
You got 3.
Yes, or a percentage thereof. First, there was a question at the last council meeting regarding the quantity of paper that was recycled at the shredding event. That is 3.52 tons or 7,040 pounds. Wow. Next item, we have had taken previous legislative action regarding the appropriation of funds for a drainage project. That was concluded at the last council meeting in terms of the ordinance. This evening, we have a resolution scheduled for the council's consideration to award the contract. The township is supplying the pipe in an effort to take advantage of getting it at a cheaper cost, and the contractor will be providing the labor. And then lastly, we have a shared services agreement between the Township of Pequannock and the Borough of Bloomingdale for the council to consider. We have a number of agreements with the Borough of Bloomingdale, even though they're in a different county. Yes, it is possible to have shared service agreements with towns in different counties. The other agreements include for health services as well as fire official services. There was a long-standing agreement between the township and the borough for animal control services that dates back to the 90s. It was an agreement that renewed in perpetuity and had some other challenges. We've reviewed that, come up with a new agreement for the council's consideration. It includes $2,500 to be paid to the borough, which essentially will be a deposit worked off in such instances where the township's animal control officers are unable to respond to call outs. Other than those 3 items, unless there's any questions over that or anything else, my report is concluded.
Thank you. All right, thanks, Benny. Anybody have anything for him?
No, ma'am.
All right, next on the agenda is a public hearing on Resolution 2022-190. Ms. Marsh?
Resolution 2022-190, providing for the assignment of a tax sale certificate at private sale.
All right, any comments from council?
No.
Is there a motion to open public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. All right, no one's here to ask questions or comments. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion closed.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
Adam, this is so we can sell it? Is that what we're doing?
Selling the tax
Correct.
The
certificate.
tax sale certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, the term you're using is an assignment because we own it, so we're technically giving our rights, assigning our rights to him in exchange for, that would be for the record, full payment of everything that the township would have been, is due as a result of it.
I'll make a motion to approve it. R22-190.
I'll second. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Dreese?
Yes.
Mr. Hurd?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mayor Florence Lynch?
And there are no ordinances this evening. Resolutions. So we're going to go to resolutions for approval. Ms. Marsh, I know there's a list of them. If you could...
Hopefully this is the longest part of the meeting.
yeah.
Beginning with Resolution R 2022-191, establishing the date of the 2023 reorganization meeting. 2022-192, establishing meeting dates for the year 2023. 193, determining the form and other details of $250,000 in special assignment water utility bonds of the Township of Pequannock in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and providing for their sale. 194, providing for the insertion of a special item of revenue in the 2022 budget pursuant to NJSA 40A:487. 2022-195, authorizing the transfer of 2022 current fund budget appropriations. 196, approving change order number 1 for the South Sunset to Van Dyke reconstruction project, increasing the contract with For Cleanup Incorporated of North Bergen, New Jersey by $14,466.27 to a revised contract price of $279,633.27. 197, authorizing the discretionary award of a contract for a drainage improvement project located within a drainage easement on the former site of Grow Rate to Portofino Builders, LLC, in the amount of $42,000. 198, to renew membership in the North Jersey Municipal Employees Fund. 2022-199, authorizing the execution of a shared services agreement between the Township of Pequannock and the Borough of Bloomingdale for animal control services. 2022-200, authorizing release of designated escrow deposits, and R 2022-201, approving the payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the November 3rd, 2022 bill list and 2018 FEMA elevation escrow list.
Very good.
Great. Great job with very little sleep, right? Yes.
Mayor, if I may, I just want to clarify Resolution R 2022-196. That is the West Parkway improvement project from South Sunset to Van Dyke. A little misnomer there in the title. I apologize and take responsibility for that. But the change order includes an amount that has a total amount that is still within the grant allotment. So,
good.
the change order does not cost the taxpayers of Pequannock.
What was that for? It doesn't say what it's, there's a lot of words in here.
Paving.
It's a quantities adjustment based on paving. It's a paving project.
Didn't save that?
Yes.
There's 436 words on here, and not one of them tells me what it's for.
So it was brilliantly drafted.
Reconstruction.
It was a road reconstruction project, and
Just
change
curious,
orders due to quantities. I apologize for
Inflation.
confusion on the.
That's okay. We'll let you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the clarification, and great job with that. All right, any other comments on the resolutions from council?
Nope.
Is there a motion to adopt these resolutions?
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution R 2022-191 through R 2022-201.
I'll second.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Dracy?
Yes.
Mr. Hurd?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mayor Florence Lynch?
Yes. And we have no items for discussion this evening, and there are no reports or notices, so we can move right on to council reports. Councilman DeRisi.
I got a long list tonight. You ready?
Okay.
None of my committees met. I think we're going to hear from Councilman Hurd later, but congratulations to the band. That was awesome. Hopefully he elaborates on that.
Yeah.
And thank you to Carol for staying up and organizing everything for today. It's a big job, so thank you much.
Thank you.
There is. Thank you, John. All right, Councilman Hurd.
Thank you,
you're
Mayor.
up.
Couple quick things. First Aid Squad. I want to remind everybody about the Pancakes with Santa. That is Saturday, December 10th, 2022, 8 a.m. to noon. It's at the First Aid Squad that's behind Town Hall. Fee is $10 for kids 10 and up, and $5 for kids 10 or 5 to 10. Under 5 is free. Cool. You're getting charged 20, John. It says right here. So, don't forget to come see Santa.
Good job.
It's that time of year. As far as calls, as of November 30th, they had, October 30th, they had 111 calls, 14 as of now, and 27 responses to Cedar Crest. So it seems like it's about the same as usual, split between Cedar Crest and regular responses, which is normal. And yes, I'd like to announce let me get my picture right to make sure I know it. U.S. Bands 2022 Group 4A National Champions. Pequannock Township Marching Band. That was awesome. Let me tell you about that day. I mean, I know nothing about marching. I know nothing about band other than listening to music. This is my second year in because of my son Riley, and I have to say, these kids work so hard. Typical week is Tuesday, they have practice. This is during season. Tuesday, they'll have practice for 6 hours. Thursday, they'll have practice for 6 hours. Friday, they'll do pep band, and they'll do a show for the halftime, which this way they can get ready to audience and stuff. Saturday, they're generally at the field by 9:45 and aren't done until 7 or 8 at night. And then Sunday is competition, which we usually get to the field at 9 o'clock, set up, do their thing. We pack around 1 o'clock, and we're off to wherever we go. Could be anywhere in the state, and even out of state, because this last weekend was in Allentown, PA, and we had the highest score out of U.S. bands nationwide.
Wow.
So Pequannock is the #1 band. I am so proud of them. More importantly, I mean, these kids really pour their hearts into it. Our town. You know, they say it takes a village. The township of Pequannock is only 7 square miles, 15,500 people. As soon as the information hit the town, and I tell you, within seconds it was on Facebook, within seconds after that, people start mobilizing, and it was an hour-and-a-half ride back from Allentown. And we had the police, first aid squad, company 1, company 2. Everybody was out there with their vehicles. Everybody was waiting for the kids. The kids were so excited.
That's awesome.
And then when everybody ended up at the high school, when I tell you there was hundreds of people, the cars were parked in all the parking lots, across the street. People were in the streets. You could only get the rigs through. It was amazing. Such an incredible outpouring from this town for these kids. So I just want to thank everybody. The kids rock. The school rocks. Mr. Anthony Streifer rocks. All of his help. And of course the Pequannock Pit Crew, because we are the #1 pit crew.
I can attest. I saw you.
Yeah.
You saw
It's
us.
amazing.
I think NASCAR has a call into us. We have to
Okay.
respond.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's all I have, Mayor.
I'm surprised you didn't bring the banner.
Yeah, it was. We have to do something.
I'm surprised you didn't bring the banner.
So old.
I should. I didn't think about it. We had a hard time finding the banner. We're like, hey, where's the banner? Where's the banner?
It took them a while to find the banner.
It was amazing.
I just love the fact that the kids were relishing in the moment, and they were up on the stage, and people were taking pictures and videos. It was
It
great.
was
But anyway.
so awesome.
Who's
And I
up
appreciate
next?
that all you guys were there too. I mean, that was cool. It was phenomenal. Thank you.
It was great. Good job. Councilman Cole.
Yes, just want to repeat, just congratulations to PTHS Pan. It was very exciting that night, so. Company 1 met this past Friday. Not much going on there. I did send an email to Mr. Brewer and Ms. Marsh. If you remember, in the beginning of the year, we were going to honor some of the firemen, first aid squad, and members that have been serving for a number of years. I think we started it at 25?
Yeah.
25, and then 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Wow. So I think we should try to do that for the first meeting in December. You know, we didn't do it earlier because COVID was spiking again, and some of the people, they're up there in age, so we didn't want to bring them out for it. But I think we should, maybe get a small plaque that we can put their names on, and something that we could add to, so the younger members of the departments can see, hey, you know what, the town really does appreciate us. Maybe
Great idea.
Maybe it'll help with membership, but I'd like to try to get that on the agenda for the first meeting in December. I think Carol reached out to the 2 fire departments. I reached out to Tom because we couldn't find an email from the first aid squad. Tom's not sure if they have anyone currently that has 25 or more, but he was going to check and get back to me. Last night, the planning board met. It was a long meeting. Got out of here around 10:35, 10:40. It was the hearing on Hillview Med. It's going to be continued at the next meeting on December 5th. I believe that's what the date was.
Yes.
hopefully we'll be able to wrap it up at that meeting. So there was a number of people from the public here. It was very civil. I think the two experts that they had, or the two witnesses that they had, did a great job, and there wasn't that many questions at the end. I was surprised.
No samples?
No, Sam.
Yeah, most of the questions were answered by the experts.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. They're bringing, I believe, 3 or 4 more experts for the December 5th one.
Okay.
Hopefully we're not as long-winded as the first expert that put us in there.
They get good money to do what they do. They gotta...
So, but I will tell you, the odor expert was very good.
There's odor experts?
He came from Indiana.
Indiana, yeah.
Mark Byers, and he owns Byers Scientific. And he assured the people if all of the SOPs are met from the facility, there will be no odor at the property lines of the residents.
Right.
So,
Wow, okay.
yeah. So, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, great.
Mayor,
Good job.
one quick question.
Yeah.
I do have an ask. Is there a way that we could do a proclamation for the marching band?
Yeah, no, I had just said that before. I think we should do something for them.
Of course.
So
I think
let's
that'd be
do that.
awesome.
Can we do that at the next meeting? Are you ready?
Do you want to do it at the next meeting? Because that's a Monday.
No, I don't mean that meeting. Yeah.
But, I mean, is it the next meeting? Yeah, the next meeting is at the League, right? Or is that next year?
That's
Did I get my
next
next year? Oh, okay.
New Year's effort.
Never mind. Okay, next meeting.
Next
Okay.
meeting is 22,
If you
right?
need help with that, let us know. That's a great idea. And we can invite them.
The only thing that we have done in the past is we've waited until the Board of Ed has honored them.
Yeah, that's true. We
And
let
then
the
we
Board of Ed
honor
honor
them.
them.
we might
Whatever
wanna-
time you think, because the 22nd meeting, we have special time. We're supposed to be here at 6:30, so we're going to have a pre-meeting before the meeting.
Right.
For the health
Oh, we are.
department. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it at that meeting, though, afterwards, right?
All right, you'll.
But that's the meeting where they're also doing the fire department, right?
First meeting in December.
Well, we can do,
Yeah, that's what he's, oh, I'm sorry.
so we're going to have a
You need to
meeting.
not listen to me today.
Look at the calendar real quick. What are you
We're
saying?
going to have a meeting on the 22nd of November, correct?
Yes. Starting at 6:30.
Yep. And then we're going to have another meeting on the 13th of December. I think probably if we can, I don't know if we'll have enough time to.
Yeah, I think we should do it at 6 on the 13th, no? I mean, on the 22nd.
Just 6:30.
The council meeting starts at 7. Mr. Juicy's just asked me about the meeting schedule.
Yeah, the council meeting starts
Board
at
of Health
7.
meetings at 6.
So if
When?
we do,
Oh, is this the Board of Health meeting at 6:30?
yes.
Oh, okay.
And then 7 o'clock is our council meeting on the 22nd. So I guess the only thing we want to do is check to make sure that the Board of Ed has already,
We can
Honor
confirm
them.
with the Board of Ed that if there's a scheduling conflict,
Yeah.
we'll wait.
yeah. Otherwise, let's do it on
So
the
as of now,
22nd.
we're going to do it the 22nd at about 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll do the firemen on the 13th. This way it'll give Carol enough time to possibly get a plaque and do
Okay.
whatever.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Carol. I know you'll work your magic.
My magic ball.
Thank you. All right, we got that all squared away. Councilwoman Russell.
Okay. Just a few things. Library meets next week. Environmental meets tomorrow. Congrats to the band.
Thank you.
Couple of us, most of us went to Empty Bowls the other night. They did a great job. The kids make bowls, and then you go have soup, and it's beneficial to the food pantry and other things. And, you know, Helene Clausen's, Colleen McMahon, and everybody who did a great success. It was packed. It was packed right through. At our Parks and Rec meeting the other night, we talked about a bunch of things. We talked about discussing maybe getting together with economic development, and maybe doing a scarecrow stroll, almost like in conjunction when the library does theirs. And maybe, you know, if kids want to make the scarecrows and then the businesses put them outside, and then we have a night where everybody walks and judges them, and, you know, trying to get other groups to really get involved instead of just meeting.
I think that's a great idea. Another idea might be when we're doing the tree lighting now that keeps expanding with Community Partners of Hope. So I know there was some conversations between the Chamber and EDC about getting involved in that, because every year that's growing.
Right, well, I think that's pretty big now.
Yes.
I mean, we have
getting
like,
big.
there's like a parade from the thing and getting involved, but, you're almost limited.
Yeah.
This is like an outdoor thing, just trying to get them involved.
Great idea.
Also, Parks and Rec, they actually voted and they wanted to let the council know that they support the monitoring of the usage of the pickleball and tennis courts, and in the future, if there's more of a demand for pickleball, they would, they would want to say they were in favor of creating a dedicated court. But, I did explain to them that was our whole plan. We were doing this, the tennis courts have been waiting to get done forever. We finally got some work done on them, and that was our plan going forward, that we were going to wait and see what happens. And that's all I have.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, just a couple of things. Most of them were mentioned already. I also just want to congratulate the Pequannock Panther Marching Band for first place at the Nationals. Some of us went to, the Boys and Girls Club had a successful fundraising event at the end of October, and that was a huge success. They do so much for our children in our community that I just wanted to give them a shout out. Parks and Rec had a Halloween party at Greenview Park. I think that was a great job, and fun was had by all. I don't know how many kids they ended up having at that.
Over 300.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Over 300, Melissa.
So I know.
She gave us the number last night.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Trick or treats?
Yeah. So that's wonderful. So kudos to Parks and Rec for
Although I do
running
have to
that.
say, all these trunk or treats, nobody shows up at the door anymore.
I know.
Yeah, that's
We used
the
to
only
have hundreds.
I had a
I think we had 38.
Yeah. Where I gave away like
nice.
the
The
big
rubber
size
ball.
candy bars. I had like 2 cases left. If I had 15 kids.
I had probably at least 100, 150.
Normally, that's what we have, 150. They probably,
That's awesome.
No.
We had quite a few earlier,
see? Nothing
but
fits
like
me
around
anymore.
3,
Maybe
4,
all that
5, that's
candy.
when all the little kids were.
I was selective of what I gave out because I kept the mounds for myself. No.
All right, real quick, also I attended the Empty Bowls dinner at Friendship Hall. That was a really nice, wonderful community soup bowl dinner event, and as Kyle mentioned, the proceeds, or some of the proceeds, went to the food pantry. There was a lot of community partners that helped out with that event. Today, some of us went to the SJG 3rd grade veterans concert.
was so
and
cute.
That was such a wonderful way to honor our veterans. It was just a heartwarming event. It really was. And our Sheriff Gannon came there, and Assemblyman Brian Bergen, so that was nice that they came out as well. Rotary will be sponsoring a veterans luncheon tomorrow at the American Legion post in Lincoln Park tomorrow from 12 to 1:30, and all veterans are invited. Even if you didn't know about it today, I walked around the concert afterwards and added 4 people to the list that didn't know about it that are coming, so that was great. And I just wanted to make a mention. I want everyone out there just to be aware when you're traveling through town. There have been quite a few accidents. I just want people to slow down and be more observant. Very important. I know it's hard when it's warm out, but everybody's out and about, but just look
Especially
each
now,
way.
it's the rut season. The deer are popping out all over the place.
Exactly. And as you all know, we continue to look for volunteers for our boards and committees, so feel free to reach out to me or any one of us if you have interest, and we'll show you how you can just fill out an application, because that'll be coming up soon. So other than that, I believe our flood committee is supposed to meet this Thursday, the 11th. I just have to wait for confirmation if they are meeting. I didn't get an email yet. Other than that, that's all I have. All right. Moving along. Well, next is public comment, but obviously nobody's here for public comment. We don't have any minutes this evening for approval, correct?
Correct.
And there are no items listed for closed session. So if there's no further business to discuss, can I have a
I'll make that
motion to
motion.
adjourn?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:24.
All right, Kyle, start counting the